So good everyone. Today let's talk about a topic I so much enjoy and I really love putting it out there. It's called personal branding. You see, personal branding is not just you creating logo. It is not just you having a color palette. It is not just you having flyers that is just screaming your name. It is not just that. Personal branding is more than that. Personal branding is how people perceive you when you are not in the room, when they are discussing about you and you are not in the room. What do people think of? Like when your name is mentioned, what is the first thing that comes to their mind? Are you the intelligent guy? Are you the smart guy? Are you the guy that can actually solve more problems anytime you are there? That is what we call personal branding. It has to do with what people have to say about you when you are not even there. That is personal branding. Now, personal branding is something that many people are not paying attention to because you are just into creating your brand. You are creating a brand that sells perfume. You are creating a brand that is into academic life, but your name is lost. Yes, you know Adeleke today. I'm not talking about the video. You know the video father. You know Otedola. You know Dangote. You know all these people. But it's possible that you don't even know their brand name, but you know their personal branding. That is their personal branding. Their name is personal branding. It is something when they call their name, when you say Adeleke, something comes to your mind, like how powerful the name is. When you say Otedola, you don't necessarily have to know their business name before you know what they are. That is personal branding. Now, there are 5 pillars to personal branding. You have the first one, the positioning. What are you doing? What are you solving? Who do you solve their problem? What type of problem are you solving? You need to know these kind of things. You want to brand yourself as a medical student. You want to explain to people medical terms. You want to explain how you want to make people come closer to medical terms and everything. What is the position? What is the problem are you solving? Who are you solving the problem for? You need to know. That is personal branding. You need to know what you are doing. That is the first one. That is positioning. The next one is perception. What do people feel when they see you? Like, how is this guy dressing? How do you dress? How do you argue? Do you think emotionally or logically? Do you just argue without points? Things like that. Do you argue like with points and with logics and everything? Those are the things that you need to define when you are talking about personal branding. These things are very, very important. Now, the next one is proof of evidence, like proof of your work. What do I mean by proof of your work? You don't scream more than your work. The proof of your work, the proof of your work should be something screaming for you. You don't use your mouth to just scream about yourself, who you are. Your work is going to show. Your work rate is going to show. So when people see you, oh, this person is very hardworking. This person can do a lot of things together, can succeed in things like this, and still do things like this, and still survive things like this. That is what we call like proof of work. You don't need to shout. Branding doesn't need you to scream every time. Your work is going to showcase. So proof of work is also part of what pillars of personal branding. We have your narrative. What are you explaining to people? What are the stories you are telling people? People don't need a perfect story. Nobody is coming here to come and tell you, to come and ask you if your story is perfect. People want to see how you pass through, how you solve life hurdles and everything, how you pass through the stages that are very hard in your life, how you are able to succeed in this life of yours. Things that they want to know. What are the stories you are selling to them? What are the stories you are telling them? What are the stories about your brand that need to be told? Those are the things that is part of personal branding. I'm not talking about business brand, I'm talking about your personal branding. Who do you think you are? Things like that. Then the last one is what is leverage. If you are creating a brand, you are building a personal branding. You as a person, you are a brand. You need to create a leverage. I mean, your personal branding should be a leverage already. You don't need to beg people to do things for you. If you create a successful personal branding, if you work on the personal branding, you don't need to beg people for things. Like there are limits to things you have to beg. You don't need to beg people before they do it for you because they know this person is a very good person. This person is a very smart person. So when things involve Even when things that involve your brand, what you build as a personal person comes into discussion, you don't need to beg people that you are good at this thing. People just come to you because they know you are good at it. That is personal branding. Personal branding is one of the best things you can do, because investing in yourself is one of the best things you can do in life. Anything aside that, I don't know about it, but personal branding is a top thing. So if you are not working on yourself, you are not building yourself as a brand, you are not looking about how your name can be so strong, even when you are not there, you are still not working. You get